Understanding salaries and the cost of living is crucial for anyone planning to live and work in the United States, especially given how dramatically expenses can vary from state to state. In this video, we'll explore what life looks like on three very different annual salaries: 25,000, 50,000, and 100,000, while also comparing two contrasting states, California and Indiana, to give a complete picture of how far your money can go and the lifestyle it can support. Let's start with the lowest salary, $1,000 a year, which is close to the federal poverty line for a single individual and can be extremely challenging in a high-cost state like California. Rent alone for even a modest one-bedroom apartment in cities like Los Angeles or San Francisco can take up half or more of this income, leaving very little for utilities, groceries, transportation, healthcare, or discretionary spending. In addition, California's higher sales taxes, gasoline prices, and overall cost of services mean that someone earning 25,000 would likely need to share housing, rely on public transportation, and make significant lifestyle sacrifices just to cover basic living expenses. Food costs, healthcare premiums, and even leisure activities like dining out or going to the movies quickly become luxuries rather than regular parts of life. By contrast, Indiana offers a much more affordable alternative. Cities like Indianapolis or Fort Wayne have significantly lower rents and cost of living, which means that someone earning only 25,000 can secure a small apartment without extreme financial strain and still have some money left for essentials and modest discretionary spending. Utilities, groceries, and transportation costs are also lower, and while 25,000 is still not a high income, the lifestyle pressure is far less intense compared to California, allowing for a more balanced, though still modest, daily life. Moving up to a 50,000 salary, the picture changes dramatically. In California, this income is enough to afford a small apartment in many suburban areas or a slightly smaller urban apartment, though housing costs in major cities can still be tight. Transportation, groceries, healthcare, and taxes take up a substantial portion of this income, leaving limited funds for savings, travel, or luxury purchases. Lifestyle-wise, the 50,000 in California allows for more comfort than 25,000, but financial stress can still be a factor, particularly for families or individuals with student loans or other significant obligations. In Indiana, a 50,000 salary provides a much more comfortable lifestyle. Rent is affordable, transportation costs are lower, and discretionary income is higher, allowing individuals or families to enjoy dining out, occasional travel, and entertainment without feeling overly constrained. This income level in Indiana could even allow for savings, investments, or paying off debt at a manageable pace, highlighting the stark contrast in purchasing power between high-cost and low-cost states. Finally, a 100,000 salary offers a completely different experience. In California, this income opens up many more opportunities, from living in desirable neighborhoods to having disposable income for travel, dining, entertainment, and investments. While California remains expensive, a 100,000 salary makes the high cost of living manageable and allows for a higher standard of living, including better housing, access to amenities, and some level of financial security. In Indiana, the same 100,000 salary translates into a significantly more luxurious lifestyle, as housing costs are lower, taxes are relatively modest, and everyday expenses consume a smaller fraction of income. Individuals or families can afford larger homes, own cars, travel frequently, and still have ample capacity to save and invest for the future. Beyond numbers, these comparisons highlight important lifestyle differences. California offers more career opportunities, cultural attractions, and urban conveniences, but comes at a premium, while Indiana offers affordability, slower paced living, and financial flexibility, albeit with fewer high-paying job opportunities and less urban density. Understanding how salaries interact with local cost of living is essential for planning your life, whether you are relocating, negotiating a job offer, or budgeting your expenses. By analyzing these three salary points in both California and Indiana, it becomes clear how income translates into lifestyle and what trade-offs exist between high-cost, opportunity-rich areas and low-cost, comfortable, more manageable regions. Ultimately, knowing the numbers and understanding the local context empowers you to make informed decisions about where to live, how to budget, and what kind of life you can realistically expect, giving you the confidence to align your financial resources with your personal goals and lifestyle preferences in the United States. Living on a 25,000 per year in the United States presents significant challenges, especially when considering the vast differences in cost of living between states like California and Indiana. At 25,000 annually, this income is below the national average and hovers near the federal poverty level for a single adult, meaning that careful financial management is essential regardless of location. In California, the pressure is immediately apparent as rent in major metropolitan areas such as Los Angeles, San Francisco, or San Diego consumes a disproportionate portion of this salary. A modest one-bedroom apartment in these cities can easily cost first $200 to $2,000 per month, which equates to roughly half, or even more, of a $25,000 annual income before taxes, leaving minimal room for necessities like groceries, utilities, transportation, and healthcare. The high cost of living doesn't stop at rent. Utilities, including electricity, gas, and water, tend to be higher than the national average, while gasoline, public transportation, and general commuting costs add additional financial strain. Food costs also tend to be elevated in California, with groceries, dining out, and other essentials priced above many other states. Beyond necessities, discretionary spending for leisure, entertainment, and occasional travel is extremely limited, meaning that those living on all or 25,000 in California often have to make difficult choices and trade-offs every month, such as choosing between quality groceries and other essentials or living in a more distant, less convenient location to save on rent. Even with careful budgeting, building any kind of savings or emergency fund is a formidable challenge, and unexpected expenses like car repairs, medical bills, or home maintenance can quickly destabilize an already tight financial situation. In contrast, Indiana presents a very different picture for someone earning $25,000 a year. While still modest, this income stretches much further in cities such as Indianapolis, Fort Wayne, or smaller towns where housing is significantly more affordable. Renting a one-bedroom apartment may cost between $600 and $900 per month, allowing more flexibility for other living expenses without requiring extreme compromises. Utility bills, including electricity, heating, and water, are generally lower, and commuting costs are more manageable, whether using public transportation or driving a personal vehicle. Groceries, dining, and other daily necessities are also more affordable, meaning that basic living standards can be met with less financial stress. Despite these advantages, budgeting remains essential, and individuals on 25,000 in Indiana must prioritize spending carefully, focusing on the essentials of housing, food, and transportation before considering discretionary purchases or savings. Careful planning allows for a modest, functional lifestyle where it is possible to cover rent, bills, and daily expenses while still occasionally setting aside small amounts for emergencies or minimal leisure activities. Additionally, Indiana's slower paced lifestyle and lower population density can reduce some of the hidden pressures of city living, such as congestion, high parking costs, and premium prices on everyday goods and services that are common in California. At this income level, Both states require financial vigilance, but the quality of life and stress associated with basic expenses differ greatly, highlighting how much state and local cost of living variations impact day-to-day life. Ultimately, living on $25,000 per year demands careful attention to budgeting, a focus on essential expenses, and an awareness of local pricing. But in Indiana, the same salary allows for a more manageable and less stressful lifestyle than in California, where the high cost of housing and other necessities can make even basic living a constant challenge, shaping how individuals plan, spend, and prioritize every dollar they earn. Living on $50,000 per year in the United States provides a noticeable improvement in financial flexibility compared to lower income levels, though the experience varies greatly depending on where you live, particularly when comparing high-cost states like California to more affordable states such as Indiana. At this income, you are above the federal poverty level and closer to what is considered a modest middle-class salary, yet the way this income translates into lifestyle, savings, and financial security is heavily influenced by local living costs. In California, a $50,000 annual income offers some breathing room, but careful budgeting remains essential, especially in major metropolitan areas like Los Angeles, San Francisco, or San Diego. Housing costs remain the most significant factor, with one-bedroom apartments in urban centers often costing between $500 and $200 per month, or roughly 36–60% of pre-tax income, which can make affording other expenses more challenging. In such situations, individuals may choose to live further from the city center, in suburbs or smaller towns, to reduce rent while accepting longer commutes. This salary allows for a modest apartment, whether studio or one-bedroom, but luxury housing or prime locations are generally out of reach without additional income or roommates. Beyond housing, other essential costs such as utilities, internet, transportation, groceries, and healthcare consume a significant portion of this income. California's higher utility rates, gasoline prices, and overall cost of goods mean that while $50,000 offers more options than $25,000, lifestyle choices are still constrained, and building meaningful savings requires discipline and careful planning. However, this income does allow for small discretionary spending on occasional dining out, entertainment, or leisure activities, giving a taste of financial freedom not available at lower income levels, while still requiring prioritization between necessities and non-essential expenses. In contrast, $50,000 in Indiana creates a very different financial reality, reflecting the state's lower cost of living and more manageable housing market. Rent in cities like Indianapolis, Fort Wayne, or smaller towns typically ranges from $700 to $1,200 per month for a quality apartment, leaving ample room for other expenses. Utilities, transportation, groceries, and general living costs are also lower, allowing individuals to comfortably cover essentials while still enjoying discretionary spending on entertainment, dining, or hobbies. With this income in Indiana, it is feasible to rent a nice apartment or even a small house, own a car with manageable insurance and fuel costs, save for retirement or emergencies, and afford occasional luxuries such as weekend trips, new electronics, or subscription services. The $50,000 salary level highlights the stark contrast in cost of living realities between expensive states and more affordable ones, as the same income translates into very different lifestyles and levels of financial security. In California, it provides a basic to modest living standard with limited discretionary income and a heavy emphasis on budgeting, whereas in Indiana, it allows for a comfortable middle-class lifestyle with fewer financial pressures and more opportunities for saving, investing, and enjoying everyday comforts. Additionally, this income level demonstrates how geographic choices can impact long-term financial planning, from the ability to build emergency funds and pay off debt to investing in education or retirement accounts. Social and lifestyle factors also differ. California offers greater access to cultural experiences, career opportunities, and urban amenities, but at a cost that requires prioritizing and trade-offs, while Indiana provides affordability and stability, though with fewer high-paying job opportunities and less urban density. At E50,000, the importance of budgeting, spending wisely, and understanding the local economy becomes clear as it shapes both your daily life and long-term financial health. Ultimately, living on $50,000 a year illustrates the balancing act between income and expenses in different regions of the United States, showing how the same salary can lead to modest living in a high-cost state like California while affording a comfortable, secure, and occasionally indulgent middle-class lifestyle in a more affordable state like Indiana, emphasizing the critical role of location in determining purchasing power, financial freedom, and quality of life. Living on $100,000 per year in the United States represents a significant step into financial comfort and stability, offering a wide range of options and lifestyle possibilities, though the experience varies greatly depending on where you live, particularly when comparing a high-cost state like California to a more affordable state such as Indiana. At this income level, you are well above the national median salary, which allows for more discretionary spending, savings, and long-term financial planning, yet local cost of living still plays a crucial role in determining how far your money can go and what lifestyle it can support. In California, earning $100,000 annually opens up many opportunities for city living, career advancement, and even home ownership, though affordability still depends on location. In urban centers such as Los Angeles, San Francisco, or San Diego, housing prices remain high, and while a $100,000 salary provides the ability to rent a quality apartment or a modest home in suburban areas, some prime urban neighborhoods may still be expensive, particularly for single-family homes. Rent for a comfortable one or two-bedroom apartment in desirable areas can range from $2,000 to $3,500 per month, meaning careful planning is still needed to balance housing, utilities, groceries, transportation, and discretionary expenses. Despite these high costs, a $100,000 income allows for more freedom than lower salary levels. It supports a car or reliable public transportation, dining out, occasional entertainment, vacations, and other leisure activities that were challenging or impossible on $25,000 or $50,000 a year. It also enables contributions to savings accounts, retirement funds, or investment portfolios, offering long-term security that was largely unattainable at lower salaries. Furthermore, this income provides the flexibility to handle unexpected expenses such as medical bills, home repairs, or other emergencies without significantly compromising lifestyle quality. In contrast, the same $100,000 salary in Indiana translates into an almost luxurious standard of living, reflecting the state's much lower cost of living. Housing in cities like Indianapolis, Fort Wayne, or smaller towns is considerably more affordable, with single-family homes available for $200,000 to $350,000, meaning that buying a house and paying off a mortgage is well within reach while still maintaining a comfortable lifestyle. Rent for apartments is significantly lower than in California, leaving ample room for savings, investments, and discretionary spending. Utilities, groceries, and transportation costs are also lower, allowing individuals or families to enjoy not only necessities but also luxuries such as travel, hire, and electronics, dining out frequently, or pursuing hobbies and recreational activities. With $100,000 in Indiana, it is possible to live a high standard of living without financial stress, balancing daily comfort with long-term financial planning, including investing in retirement accounts, saving for children's education, and creating a substantial emergency fund. This comparison between California and Indiana highlights the powerful impact of location on financial life. Even with the same income, lifestyle options, affordability, and financial security differ dramatically depending on the local economy, housing market, and cost of everyday living. California offers career opportunities, cultural experiences, and vibrant city life, but at a premium, meaning higher salaries are required to achieve the same purchasing power as more affordable states. Indiana, on the other hand, offers a slower paced lifestyle, lower costs, and the ability to stretch income further, emphasizing how financial comfort is influenced not just by the amount earned, but also by where you live and your expectations for lifestyle and consumption. Additionally, earning 100,000 provides the opportunity to make lifestyle choices that align with personal priorities, such as owning a home, traveling, investing in health and education, or enjoying entertainment and leisure activities without constant concern over expenses, illustrating the balance between income and cost of living. Ultimately, living on 100,000 a year demonstrates how significant an income boost can be in improving quality of life, providing security, and enabling both short-term enjoyment and long-term planning, while also underscoring the critical role of geography and local economic conditions in determining how far that income can go, how comfortable life feels, and what opportunities are realistically accessible in different parts of the United States.